Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel. Today we have something truly special for you. Imagine stepping into a world where nothing is as it seems. Every smile hides countless secrets. And love can transform into the most dangerous weapon. Today, we embark on a journey into the heart of one of the most complex and fascinating novels of the past decade. Gillian Flynn's masterpiece Gone Girl. In this video, we will uncover the secrets of this literary gem, dive deep into the psychology of its unforgettable characters, reveal hidden layers you might have missed even after reading the book. Are you ready for a revelation that will change how you view human relationships? A journey into the darkest corners of the human psyche? Discovering truths that blur the line between victim and perpetrator? Then join us as we step into the world of Gone Girl, where no truth is simple, and no love is pure. The unraveling morning. The alarm clock showed 7:03 a.m. My hand reached across the king-size bed, finding only cold sheets where Amy should have been. Sunlight streamed through the windows of our Missouri home, illuminating dust particles dancing in the air. The house felt different, too quiet, like it was holding its breath. The shattered reality. My footsteps echoed through the empty hallway. Then I saw it. The living room looked like a hurricane had hit. The glass coffee table lay in glittering shards, catching the morning light. A single thought screamed in my mind: this isn't right. My voice cracked as I called her name, each syllable hanging in the tense air. The first threads unraveled. Detective Boney's eyes missed nothing. She watched how my hands trembled as I made coffee, how I couldn't meet her gaze when she asked about our marriage. When did things start feeling off, Nick? Her voice was deceptively soft, like velvet covering steel. The diary's dark secrets. The diary's pink cover felt like poison in my hands. Amy's elegant handwriting detailed my transformation from loving husband to monster. January 12th. He told me I'm becoming paranoid. Maybe I am. Or maybe he's making me question my own sanity. Each page was a carefully constructed lie designed to destroy me. The media circus. Camera flashes exploded in my face like miniature supernovas. Reporters shouted questions that felt like physical blows. Ellen Abbott's voice boomed from television screens in every store window. The husband is always the first suspect. I was becoming a character in someone else's story. The smile that condemned me. The studio lights were hotter than I expected. Sweat trickled down my back as Diane Sawyer's calm voice asked about our marriage. When I smiled at the wrong moment, I saw the producer's eyes light up with triumph. They had their soundbite, their perfect villain. The blood evidence. Detective Boney's UV light revealed ghostly blue patterns on our kitchen floor. Blood spatter tells stories, Nick, she said quietly. The shopping receipt felt heavy in my pocket, those innocent purchases now twisted into something sinister. Amy's voice from the grave. Reading her diary felt like listening to a ghost. The Amy in these pages was a terrified woman living with a predator. He watches me sleep sometimes. I pretend to be asleep, but inside I'm screaming. Her words were so convincing, I almost believed them myself. The anniversary gift. The hardware store clerk remembered me. Yeah, he bought tools. Seemed strange for an anniversary gift. Detective Gilpin's eyes hardened. In that moment, I realized how every normal action could be twisted into something malevolent. The twist: Amy's truth. The cabin smelled of pine and decay. Amy sat surrounded by newspaper clippings about her own disappearance, a half-eaten bag of chips beside her. When she smiled, it wasn't the smile I remembered. This was something colder, sharper, the smile of a strategist admiring her winning move. The master plan revealed. You thought you could discard me? Amy's voice was calm, almost conversational. I've been planning this since the day I found out about her. Every detail, every piece of evidence, it's all been leading to this moment. Her eyes glittered with something between triumph and madness. The web of deceit. She showed me notebooks filled with research, police procedures, media patterns, psychological manipulation techniques. It took months to perfect your handwriting, Nick. Practice makes perfect, they say. Her laugh echoed in the small cabin, a sound that chilled me to my core. The unplanned variable. The thieves came in the night, their faces hidden by masks. Amy watched from her hiding spot in the woods as they cleared out her carefully stocked cabin. All her plans, her escape route, her resources gone in minutes. For the first time, I saw fear in her eyes. The desperate gambit. Desi's voice on the phone was exactly as I remembered, smooth, cultured, and dripping with false concern. Amy played the damsel in distress perfectly. I almost felt sorry for him, not knowing what monster he was inviting into his life. The return performance. The hospital room was stage-managed perfection. Amy's tears, the trembling hands, the halting speech, she deserved an Oscar. The doctors and police hung on her every word, their faces filled with sympathy for this brave survivor. The final act. Desi never saw it coming. One moment he was pouring wine, the next Amy's knife was flashing in the candlelight. She later told me the blood looked like red wine spreading across his white carpet. The detail stuck in my mind, how she noticed the color coordination even while committing murder. The public reunion. Cameras clicked like mechanical insects as I held Amy. Her body felt familiar yet alien in my arms. "Smile, darling," she whispered through her perfect teeth. "The world is watching." I could feel the eyes of millions judging our embrace, seeing romance where there was only ruin. The new rules. That night, Amy laid out our future like a general planning a campaign. We'll do interviews, write a book, maybe even have a baby. People love redemption stories. Her calm certainty was more terrifying than any threat could have been. The secret war begins. Tanner Bolt's office smelled of expensive whiskey and desperation. "She's good," he admitted, spreading photos across his desk. "But everyone makes mistakes. We just have to find hers." For the first time since this nightmare began, I felt a flicker of hope. The television masterstroke. The television studio was colder than I expected. When I dropped the pregnancy bombshell, I saw the shock in Amy's eyes before her perfect mask slipped back into place. For one glorious moment, I had control again. The ultimate trap. The clinic record showed everything, how she'd used my stored sperm, forged my signature, manipulated doctors. She hadn't just planned for revenge, she'd planned for forever. The baby wasn't a new beginning, it was her ultimate weapon. The gilded cage. Our New York apartment was beautiful and soulless, all sharp edges and cold surfaces. We moved through it like ghosts, performing our roles for the world while secretly gathering weapons for a war only we knew was happening. The evidence mounts. Go's discovery of the fake passport was our first real break. Allison Drew stared up from the photo with Amy's eyes, but different hair, different life. It was proof that she'd planned to disappear forever until I ruined her plans. The psychological warfare. Amy's tests became more elaborate each day. "Tell me you love me. Describe what you felt when you thought I was dead. Promise you'll never leave." Each question was a landmine, each answer potentially fatal. The moral abyss. Some nights I'd stand by our baby's future nursery, wondering what kind of father I could be to a child conceived in hatred and manipulation. The ultrasound photo on the fridge seemed to mock me, a Rorschach test of my own damnation. The decision. The morning I decided to stay, rain streaked down our penthouse windows like tears. Amy watched me from across the room, her hand resting on her barely showing bump. We were two chess masters who had checkmated each other into eternity. The performance continues. At charity galas and press events, we were the perfect couple, all smiling eyes and finishing each other's sentences. The world saw romance. We saw the intricate dance of predator and prey who had learned to hunt together. The eternal question. Some mornings I'd wake up and for one blissful moment forget. Then I'd see Amy sleeping beside me and remember, this is my life now. This beautiful, terrible, endless performance. The unending night. The city lights glittered below our window like fallen stars. Amy's breathing was even beside me, but I knew she was awake too. Two monsters lying in the dark, wondering which of us would break first in this game without end. 1. Clapperboard introduction and book overview. Gone Girl. Step into a world where nothing is as it seems. Gone Girl, the masterpiece by Gillian Flynn, stands as one of the most revolutionary psychological thrillers of the past decade, transforming the boundaries of the crime genre. This is not just a crime story. It's a deep exploration into the darkest corners of human relationships, and a brutal portrait of a marriage turned into hell. Why has this book left such a lasting cultural impact? Because every page forces us to wonder, how well do we really know our spouse? Gone Girl isn't just a book, it's a psychological experience that stays with you long after you've closed its pages. In this video, we take an in-depth look at this contemporary literary masterpiece, analyze its unforgettable characters, reveal secrets you might have missed even after reading it once. If you're ready to journey into the heart of darkness in human relationships, don't miss this comprehensive analysis. 2. Open book story summary without spoilers. The story begins with the mysterious disappearance of Amy Elliott Dunne on her 5th wedding anniversary. Her husband, Nick Dunne, as the last person to see her, becomes the center of attention. What happens next? Police discover a strange scene at the house. Amy's diary is found. The media sensationalizes the story. Dark secrets of their married life gradually surface. Key questions in the story. Has Amy become a victim? Is Nick hiding something? What's the truth behind this seemingly perfect marriage? Midway through the story, a surprising twist challenges all the reader's assumptions and takes the plot in a completely unexpected direction. The story's ending is one of the most controversial conclusions in contemporary literature that keeps readers thinking for days after finishing the book. Warning: to fully enjoy this book, avoid reading analyses that contain spoilers. 3. Performing arts character analysis of Nick Dunne, hero or anti-hero? Nick Dunne, an ordinary man with extraordinary secrets. Man detective layers of Nick's character. 1. Public persona. Charming and pleasant man. Former New York journalist. Worried and caring husband on surface. Popular college teacher in local community. 2. True nature. Narcissistic and self-centered. Professional liar. Opportunistic and calculating. Lacking genuine emotional depth. Magnifying glass tilted left character turning points. First act, innocent victim. Unreliable narrator. Dual and contradictory behavior. Attempting to hide the truth. Second act, guilty man. Revelation of affair with Andy. Continuous lies. Suspicious and strange behaviors. Third act, role player. Forced to play perfect husband role. Engaged in psychological warfare with Amy. Struggling to regain control. Broken heart relationship with Amy. From Nick's perspective, she has trapped me. I'm victim of her schemes. How can I escape this hell? From narrator's perspective, man victimized by his own choices. Unable to comprehend the depth of disaster. Trapped in a game he started. Direct hit character contradictions. 1. Love versus hatred. Claims to love Amy, but genuine hatred toward her. Inability to leave the relationship. 2. Honesty versus deception. Honest appearance, but deceptive core. Lying to himself and others. 3. Strength versus weakness. Powerful exterior, but internal weakness. Inability to confront Amy. Bar chart psychological analysis. Nick as product of consumer society. Victim of media. Example of fragile masculinity. Symbol of modern human and identity crisis. Glowing star strengths of characterization. Relatable despite flaws. Character development throughout story. Complexity and multidimensionality. Symbolic representation of contemporary society. Lightbulb conclusion. Nick Dunne is neither a hero nor a complete villain. He is human with all his weaknesses and contradictions. A symbol of modern human trapped in the swamp of their own lies. Performing arts character analysis of Amy Elliott Dunne, the perfect villain. Amy Elliott Dunne, the genius of manipulation. Crown layers of Amy's character. 1. Public image. The amazing Amy of childhood books. Beautiful, intelligent, perfect wife. Ivy League educated psychologist. Victim of disappearance. 2. True nature. Master manipulator. Calculating psychopath. Brilliant but damaged. Ultimate control freak. Magnifying glass tilt-to-left character evolution. The perfect girlfriend. Created cool girl persona. Molded herself to Nick's desires. Hid her true self completely. The resentful wife. Growing anger at compromises. Feeling of being unappreciated. Secret scorekeeping in marriage. The Avenger. Methodical revenge planner. Cold-blooded strategist. Willing to destroy everything. Broken-heart psychology of Amy. Childhood influences. Living in shadow of amazing Amy. Parents' unrealistic expectations. Learn performance from young age. Relationship patterns. Testing partners constantly. Punishing any perceived slights. Unable to tolerate imperfection. Direct hit key character traits. Intelligence. Genius level planning. Understanding human psychology. Master of manipulation techniques. Narcissism. Grandiose self-image. Lack of empathy. Need for constant admiration. Control issues. Must control every situation. Creates elaborate scenarios. Cannot tolerate unpredictability. Bar chart manipulation techniques. Gaslighting master. Makes others doubt reality. Twists facts skillfully. Plays victim perfectly. Social engineering. Understands media manipulation. Uses societal expectations. Plays gender stereotypes. Psychological warfare. Calculated mind games. Emotional terrorism. Complete psychological dominance. Strengths of characterization. Complex villain. Surprisingly relatable motives. Understandable anger. Sympathetic backstory. Feminist icon/anti-hero. Challenges traditional female roles. Takes control of her narrative. Subverts expectations. Unforgettable presence. Chillingly intelligent. 5. Performing arts. The major plot twist, with full spoiler warning. Warning, warning. This section contains complete spoilers of the story's most crucial part. Warning. Cyclone. The main twist. Amy is alive. What really happened? Amy disappeared voluntarily. Everything was a premeditated plan. She intended to frame Nick for her murder. Woman detective details of Amy's master plan. 1. 5 years of planning. Practicing Nick's handwriting. Collecting fake evidence. Creating a false diary. Studying psychology and police methods thoroughly. 2. Flawless execution. Meticulously staging her disappearance. Planting intentional clues. Planning for every possible reaction. 3. Primary objectives. Revenge for Nick's infidelity. Punishing him for neglecting her. Proving her intellectual superiority. Direct hit impact of this twist on the story. 1. Complete perspective shift. Reader realizes the narrator was unreliable. All initial assumptions were wrong. Who is the real victim? 2. Character transformations. Amy transforms from victim to antagonist. Nick changes from potential villain to victim. The power dynamic completely shifts. Magnifying glass tilted left hidden clues in the first half. In Amy's diary. Overly detailed descriptions. Dramatic and exaggerated tone. Focus on generating sympathy. In Nick's behavior. Genuine confusion versus deception. Real fear of Amy. Inability to fully comprehend the situation. Collision consequences of the twist. 1. Psychological warfare. Beginning of deadly cat and mouse game. Permanent change in relationship dynamics. Mutual imprisonment of both characters. 2. New moral questions. Is Amy's revenge justified? Who is truly the victim? Where is the line between victim and perpetrator? Clapperboard impact on the reader. Emotional shock. Complete reversal of reader's understanding. forced to reevaluate all previous chapters. Questions about initial judgments. Mental conflict. Who should we support? Can Amy be understood? Where do moral boundaries lie? Glowing star writing skill in this twist. 1. Clever structure. Planting clues in plain sight. Using unreliable narration. Perfect timing of revelation. 2. Deep characterization. Creating initial empathy for Amy. Showing gradual doubt in Nick's narrative. Progressive revelation of truth. Lightbulb final analysis. This twist not only changes the plot but raises deeper questions about the nature of truth, trust, and human relationships. Direct hit fundamental question. Can we truly trust the image others present of themselves? This twist remains one of the most memorable moments in contemporary literature that has sparked endless discussions. Books. Performing arts analysis of the toxic relationship between Nick and Amy. Skull. A marriage built on lies and manipulation. Link the foundation of the relationship. Initial attraction. Based on superficial compatibility. Both playing idealized versions of themselves. Cool girl meets charming writer facade. Love built on performance rather than authenticity. The unspoken contract. Nick. I'll be the perfect husband if you're the perfect wife. Amy. I'll be whoever you want me to be, until I'm not. Mutual deception from the very beginning. High voltage the power dynamics. Before the disappearance. Amy, the puppet master pulling strings. Nick, unaware he's being manipulated. Superficial harmony hiding deep resentment. After the revelation. Complete power shift. Mutual blackmail and manipulation. Neither holds absolute control anymore. Performing arts the roles they play. Nick's evolution. The unfaithful husband. 2. The wrongly accused. 3. The willing prisoner. 4. The co-conspirator. Amy's transformation. 1. The perfect wife. 2. The missing victim. 3. The master manipulator. 4. The willing captor. Broken heart toxic patterns. The scorekeeping. Both keeping mental lists of wrongs. No forgiveness, only accumulation of resentments. Every action calculated for future retaliation. The mind games. Gaslighting as primary communication. Psychological warfare as intimacy. Truth becomes irrelevant, only perception matters. Fire the cycle of abuse. Amy's methods. Extreme gaslighting. Public humiliation. Emotional terrorism. Complete psychological domination. Nick's responses. Initial denial. Attempted resistance. Eventual compliance. Strategic counter-manipulation. 7. Performing arts the role of media and public opinion in Gone Girl. Newspaper. The media monster when sensationalism devours lives. Circus then media as circus. Media spectacle. Ellen Abbott's crime story program. Transforming tragedy into entertainment. Rapid judgment without complete understanding. Creating oversimplified narratives. Hero and villain manufacturing. Crafting the perfect victim image of Amy. Turning Nick into a media devil. Ignoring character complexities. Brain mass psychology. Emotional reactions. Judging based on appearances. Susceptibility to symbolic images. Lack of critical thinking. Following public trends. Herd effect. Repeating the same media narratives. Escalating accusations in digital spaces. Creating social pressure. Counterclockwise arrows button news cycle mechanics. Media impact stages. 1. Generating initial excitement. 2. Creating black and white narratives. 3. Reinforcing stereotypes. 4. Resisting narrative changes. Media techniques. Using emotional imagery. Repeating key messages. Creating visual symbols. Crafting simple stories. Balanced scale trial by media. Public opinion court. Nick condemned in media before actual trial. Extrajudicial evidence discussion. Jury influenced by media coverage. Impact on legal process. Pressure on police for quick arrests. Effect on defense strategies. Changing legal approaches. Performing arts media manipulation. Amy as strategist. Complete understanding of media power. Using gender stereotypes. Crafting the ideal victim image. Playing with public emotions. Nick as victim. Failure to understand media rules. Awkward behavior in interviews. Unintentionally reinforcing negative image bar chart impact analysis. On Nick's life. Job loss. Social isolation. Extreme psychological pressure. Limitations in self-defense. On police investigation. Rushed evidence collection. Focus on specific suspects. Overlooking other clues. Globe with Meridian's media as character. Active story role. Accelerating crisis. Changing investigation direction. Creating new conflicts. Influencing character decisions. Consumer society symbol. Craving for drama and excitement. Lack of accountability. Rapid forgetfulness. Moving to next tragedy. Lightbulb social critique. Media culture criticism. Ratings priority over truth seeking. Reducing humans to statistics. Ignoring moral complexities. Media irresponsibility. Reader warning. Dangers of hasty judgment. Importance of independent thinking. Need to question media narratives. Clapperboard symbolic scenes. Key moments. Nick's inappropriate smiling interview. Minute-by-minute investigation coverage. Transforming their home into a spectacle. Photographers hunting emotional moments. Crystal ball author's prediction. Futuristic vision. Escalating trial by media culture. Growing power of social networks. Public court before legal court. Death of truth in information age. Glowing star conclusion. Media in this story is not just an observer, but an active player shaping characters' destinies. This work warns about a world where images create reality and lies, if narrated attractively enough, can overcome truth. Loudspeaker final message. In today's age, the battle over narratives has become more important than the battle over facts. This story reminds us that behind attractive headlines, there's always a more complex truth. This analysis shows how media becomes one of the most powerful characters in the story. Clapperboard final summary and critique of Gone Girl, a work that transformed crime fiction. Book's literary achievements. Narrative innovations. Brilliant dual narrative structure. Multi-layered and complex characterization. Memorable plot twist. Bold and controversial ending. Content depth. Exploration of humanity's darkest psychological corners. Critique of consumerist and media-driven society. Examination of toxic power dynamics in marriage. Analysis of truth in the modern age. Performing arts strengths of the work. Exceptional characterization. Amy, an unforgettable antagonist. Nick, a flawed yet relatable hero. Detective Boney, an intelligent and precise woman. Unique narrative structure. Suspenseful until the final page. Perfect timing of truth revelation. Masterful use of unreliable narration. Magnifying glass tilt-to-left analysis of core messages. Social warnings. Dangers of hasty judgment. Destructive power of media. Complexity of human relationships. Fragility of seemingly normal lives. Provocative questions. Where is the line between victim and perpetrator? Can we trust public personas? What constitutes true justice? Bar chart critical examination. Strengths. Sharp and intelligent dialogue. Well-paced storytelling. Realistic character development. Psychological depth. Weaknesses. Some exaggerations in characterization. Unpredictable but controversial ending. Excessive complexity in certain story parts. Globe showing Europe-Africa cultural impact. Influence on contemporary literature. Created new style in psychological thrillers. Inspired numerous writers. Set new standards for the genre. Social reflection. Widespread discussions about feminism. Examination of gender roles. critique of media culture. Direct hit enduring literary value. As literary work. Successful blend of popular and serious literature, memorable characters that stay with readers. Universal and timeless themes. As social document. Portrait of contemporary American society. Reflection of current era's anxieties. Critique of judicial and media systems. Lightbulb overall perspective. Gone Girl isn't just a crime thriller, it's a mirror showing contemporary society with all its ugliness and beauty. This book forces us to think not only about the story, but about ourselves and the society we live in. Performing art's final word. Gillian Flynn proved with this book that popular literature can be both entertaining and profound. Gone Girl is a work that continues to speak to readers long after they've closed the final page, keeping their minds engaged. Open book final recommendation. This book is essential reading not just for crime fiction enthusiasts, but for anyone interested in human psychology and the complexities of human relationships. Gone Girl will certainly secure its place among the memorable books of the 21st century. Book sparkles. And so, our journey into the heart of darkness that is Gone Girl comes to a close. But does it truly end? We've closed the book. Yet the questions continue to echo in our minds. Was Amy a villain or a victim of a society that expected perfection from her? Did Nick deserve his fate? And most importantly, how much do we resemble these characters in real life? Gone Girl is more than just a book. It's a mirror reflecting modern society, complex human relationships, and the hidden darkness within us all. Now it's your turn. What are your thoughts on this literary masterpiece? Did you find the ending acceptable? Which character did you relate to more? Share your thoughts and analysis with us. Because the best part about profound literary works is these very discussions and exchanges of perspectives. If you enjoyed this analysis, be sure to like the video. Share it with your book-loving friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll be back next week with another literary masterpiece analysis, to embark on another deep dive into literature together. Until next time. Farewell, dear book lovers.